Hi, hello everyone. So today we are going to look at the problem number 961. Yeah, n repeating elements in size 2n array. It's a pretty easy problem, and we are going to solve it faster, I guess. So let's check the problem. What the problem says actually. So actually, the problem is that they have given a list which contains n plus one number of unique elements, and the length of the array is 2n. Okay, so exactly half of the list is having unique elements. So, and half of the list is having the repeating elements. Okay, so if the length of the list is 6, then half of it, which is 3 elements, are same and 3 elements are unique. Okay, so our main job is just to return that which element which is repeating n times. Okay, so let's take an example here. So let there be an list which is having elements 2, 1, 5, 2, 4, and again 2. Okay, so there are exactly 6 elements, and out of which there are 3 elements, that is 2, 2, and 2. 3 elements which is repeating, and 3 elements which are not repeating. Okay, so half of the list is having the repeating elements. Now here there are actually mainly two approaches which you can use to solve this problem. One is using the dictionary, so that you will just iterate through this list, and when you find an uh, an element which is containing element which is repeating more than once, you are just going to return that element. But you are actually this approach uses an extra space by using the dictionary part. So let's try to avoid this dictionary. Uh, Other than dictionary, what approach we can do is just we are going to compare the nearby elements, because as half of the list is having the repeating elements. Okay, so at an situation, at least at an situation, we will be able to get at a point where the nearby elements are equal, right? So there would be a situation, there should be a situation where nearby element is uh, same. Okay, so let's see how we'll be solving it. So let's take the zeroth index as A, the first index as B, and the second index as C. Now, uh, just we are what we are going to do is just we are going to compare this element A with B, and we are going to compare this element A with C. Okay, so when we are going to compare this element A with B, if it's equal, it's going to return A, and if A is equal to C, it's going to return A as well. So let's walk uh, into this example so that we will arrive at a solution using this approach. So let me walk. So now I'm going to compare 2 with 1. It doesn't satisfy, right? So I'm going to again compare 2 with 5. It doesn't satisfy. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm just moving forward. Now I'm going to compare 1 with 5 and 1 with 2. It doesn't satisfy, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare 5 with 2 and 4, doesn't satisfy. And again, 2 with 4 and 2 with 2. So yeah, we have arrived at a solution where these elements are equal, right? So here, 2 and 2, it satisfies. So just we are going to return this element 2 to the output. Now, with this approach, there is an issue where if the element size is 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so sorry, there should be an n repeating elements, right? So it's actually 3, and this one is 2. Okay, so now when I compare this one with 2 and 1 with 3, it doesn't satisfy. So I'm just going to move forward, and I am going to compare 2 with 3 and 2 with 3, and it doesn't satisfy. And as we have reached the last element, so we are not going to compare this 3 with 3, right? And obviously this is the answer. But the code is going to return nothing, and it's going to exit out of the loop. So, and this situation only happens for this element size which is having 4. Okay, so when an element size is 4, means the list size, yeah, the list size is 4, then we are going to face this situation. So how we are going to tackle this situation is just, as we know that only when an element size is 4, we are going to get this situation, we are just going to return the last element. Okay, if we arrive at this situation. Okay, and if there is a situation like we meet that expectation at the middle, it's obviously going to return at the follow only. Or else if it comes to this situation, then we are going to return it outside the loop. So let's walk into the coding part so that we'll solve it here. Okay, so let's code it now. So so as I said, we are going to take three values, or the three variables, the name. So in the column, so for A, B, and C. Okay, in the list, right, nums. So I'm just going to use zip function, okay, so that I can access A, B, and C separately from the list. So I'm just going to access eighth value from 0. Okay, then I'm going to access B value from 1 to n, and I'm going to access value of C from 2 to n. Okay, so this is how it's going to access each and element. So A contains element at 0th index, B contains element at first index, and C contains element at second index, and so on as it moves forward, exactly like the normal loop. Okay, and in the second iteration, this will be having 1, this will be having 2, and this will be having 3, as you know. Okay, so now just what we are going to do is just we are going to compare A with B and C, right? So if A is equal to B, or A is equal to C, then just we are going to return value of A. Okay, and as I talked about the situation where we are having the list with size of 4, just we are going to return the last element if a situation of that kind appears in the list when the list size is 4. Okay, so let's just try to run this solution and get into the test cases. Okay, yeah, you can see that all the test cases are passed.